Hey guys, coming at you today with a special bonus weekday recipe video because I just have too many recipes that I want to put out for only Saturdays. So today I'm bringing you a super easy, delicious dip recipe, perfect for game day to go along with my keto crunchy pretzels or my protein cracker recipe. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alycia. I'm a pastry chef with a sweet tooth, and now I own a keto gluten-free bakery, but I spend most of my life in kitchens, and I'm here to bring you all the tips and tricks on how to make the best recipes possible. So if you enjoy my recipes, please hit the subscribe button down there, give the video a thumbs up, leave me comments, hit that hype button, share with all your friends and family. It all helps my channel grow and to bring you new videos every Saturday, and some bonus videos. Today, a simple, healthier, and pretty high protein dip recipe. Now this came from a subscriber. I'll put up her recipe here, but of course I had to modify it. But thank you, Liana, for the recipe to get started on this because she wanted to send me the recipe and that prompted me. I'm like, I gotta make a cracker recipe if I'm gonna have a dip. And then I figured out a pretzel recipe. So now I'm gonna put out the dip recipe. But it's a very simple cottage cheese dip basically, and she didn't even blend it. She kept it lumpy, and that is definitely something you can do. I blended it into a nice smooth dip, and I also cut the recipe in half. I've made this like 3 times already because I wanted to perfect it. I tried it lumpy, not lumpy, adding things, not adding things. So I only need a half batch of this. Obviously, if you saw that recipe, you know we're using cottage cheese. I was looking for the one, is it Good Culture, that a lot of keto people use. They didn't have it at my store. So I got the Daisy cottage cheese, and it's very simple ingredients, just skim milk, cream, and salt. We're gonna use 1.5 cups or 12 ounces of this cottage cheese. And to make it super simple, I just put it all in my immersion blender container and blend it all up together. I do tend to just weigh it just because it's easier that way, but 1.5 cups in there, or 12 ounces, so half this container. And to that, we're adding all the spices and 1/2 cup of mayo. So if you're measuring it out in one of these things, it comes in handy. There's markings on there, so just up to the 16 ounces mark. Do I have enough? I brought down the one that had less in it. Hopefully use it up. Might have to run upstairs and get more mayo. This is very much to taste like most dips are. Okay, I have to run up and get some more mayo. Hold please. Okay, so I was only a tablespoon off. I thought there was 1/2 cup in there, but boop, there we go. Now her original recipe had garlic and onion in it. I used the minced onion. If you get the granular, I would use granular too, but I don't have granular down in the bakery. So 1/2 teaspoon of minced onion, 1/2 teaspoon of granulated garlic. And I didn't measure, she didn't have measurements on salt and pepper, so add to taste. Do a pinch of each in there, maybe 2 pinches of pepper. There is salt obviously in the cottage cheese and in mayo, so 2 pinches pepper, 1 pinch of salt for me. And then this is where I changed up the recipe because I tried it, you know, with all this stuff and just some fresh green onions in it. And I thought it could use a little bit of spice and a little bit of sweetness. So depending on your spice level and when you're gonna eat this. I started out with 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper and I couldn't taste it. So I added another 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper and it tasted delicious. I ate it the next day. It was pretty spicy. If you don't like spicy, don't add a whole 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. I would cut it in half. Scratch that. I put a whole teaspoon of crushed red in. So I did 1/2 teaspoon and then I added another 1/2 teaspoon and it was spicy. But I like it a little bit spicy. So does my husband. So I'm gonna do a whole teaspoon into here. And then to cut the spicy, I added 1/2 tablespoon of this Wholesum Yum honey substitute. And it really gave it a really nice honey sweetness with the spicy crushed red pepper. And I thought it balanced it really well with the creaminess of the dip. This is obviously to taste also. Whenever you're making a dip, always start with less and add more as you go, because it's a lot easier to add more of the spices than it is you're gonna have to keep adding more mayo or more cottage cheese or something like that in order to, you know, combat if you put too much salt or, you know, spice or something like that in it. We're just gonna blend that all together with the immersion blender. You can definitely use like a small food processor or a blender if you have a good one. I just don't like pulling out big equipment if I can just wash this little guy in this instead of, you know, the blender with the blades in it and everything. And we just blend that up until it's nice and smooth. Should be good. Give it a scrape down. Looks good. Super thick and creamy. All right, I don't even think it needs any more blending. Give it a taste. Dip definitely should be made day ahead. Flavors will blend and meld and become more cohesive. You get a little bit of sweetness, only a little bit of heat, but like I said, over a day that will get much spicier. And then you just get a little bit of garlic and onion, but we're gonna add some fresh chopped green onions to this too. But that's it. I started testing this a couple weeks ago, so my green onions don't look so good anymore. Been a little busy, so have not been cooking much either. These are some big green onions too. Nice thing about green onions is it tends to get bad from the tip down and outside in, so you can always like take off the bad outsides, take off the bad ends, give them a little rinse, should be good to go. This is definitely to taste. Her recipe said 3 to 4 for a full batch. I'm probably only gonna do 1.5. I'm not a big raw onion person, so I definitely went on the lighter side of the amount of onions for this. Use my onion board, onion and garlic. I don't do a lot of savory recipes down here, so when I chop green onions, I just chop in the middle, so you have less chopping to do. If you have some fresh chives and parsley and stuff like that, that would be delicious in here too. If you don't specifically have the green onions, you can use the whites of the onion. I just don't want a ton of onion in my dip. Adding that in. Give it a stir. Get over here. I have a little bit of fresh in there. Perfect. Dip for game day. It was nice to have a little bit healthier of an option. I don't know about you guys, but Buffalo, New York, Bills Mafia, we watch pretty much every game, and there's always all the unhealthy things at the gathering that we're at. So here it's bison dip, which is not the worst. It's definitely still keto, maybe dirty keto, but it is low carb. But it's nice to have a little bit better of an option on game day, and paired with my protein pretzel recipe, it is perfect. So I'm gonna get cleaned up here, get it in a dish, and we're gonna give it a taste. Okay, I measured everything all out, and I got my carb counts and everything for this little football snack. So this recipe makes about 16 ounces of dip, a little bit more. So I divided it into 8 portions, and each portion is 2 grams of carbs and 5 grams of protein. And that's what I have right here. These are my pretzel sticks from 2 weeks ago now, I believe. And that is 1 ounce, which is 1 carb, and 14 grams of protein. So 19 grams of protein, 3 carbs for this little snack here. Not too bad. And those are 2 weeks old, and they're still snappy. Time to give it a taste. It thickens up as it sits too. It gets real thick. Creamy, oniony, garlicky, a little sweet, a little spicy. And delicious with these pretzels, for sure. I haven't eaten lunch yet. It's so good. I brought this camping. I had a lot of dip, and I had a whole batch of pretzels. My friend tasted it side by side with bison dip, And she actually was like, I like yours better. I was like, are you serious? Yeah. That's like sacrilege in Buffalo to say something's better than bison dip. But it's so delicious. And a nice change up. This would be delicious on some pork rinds or your favorite keto protein chips, the nacho hilo chips. That'd be good. Lots of options, and you won't have to let game day ruin your keto diet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little bonus recipe video and you make it for yourself and share it with your friends and family. I bet they'll love it and won't even know it's pretty healthy for you. High protein, low carb, but just as delicious as any other dip you'd buy from the store. Let me know if you're planning on making some alterations to it, what you plan to make with it, if you want to spice it up in a different way. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my Amazon shop page. The link will be down in the description box below, along with the blog link to the full recipe. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. As always, I'll be back with more keto, low carb, healthy meals, desserts, and snack recipes. Bye guys. Happy keto baking.